I meant to cut that out 20 seconds ago, but I got distracted. I was checking emails. Hey, everybody, welcome to the 72nd edition of the Countdown. You know, the show I did an hour ago, but I'm doing it again now. It's a different topic. We're talking the best, or our favorite, movies of the decade. That was the 2020s so far, because we're halfway there, living on a prayer. Because there's the 2020, 2021, 2, 3, and 4. So we're halfway there, guys. That's how math works. That's how Jacob had to remind me. And I said, we're not even there yet. And he's like, yeah, we are. And I'm like, this is why I barely passed high school. How are you, Jacob?
I'm doing all right. Getting over this sickness. Been down the last couple days, but
Yeah.
getting over it. Thankfully, 3-day weekend. But I did not want to postpone this any further. We were supposed to do this Monday, but we were both just really tired. So we were like, hey, let's do it later. And this is that
I
time.
believe I was sleeping when you wrote me, can we postpone it? And by the time I wrote you back, you were sleeping.
That is how it happened. So thankfully, you were like, yes, let's postpone it. Not that we would have had a choice at that point.
We're here now, and that's all that matters. So get all the way off our backs.
Yeah.
What do you got on your honorable mentions, Jacob?
Honorable mentions. At 15 is the best picture winner, Coda. I think Coda is just a charming film. I think it's fantastic. Number 14 might be a little higher for other people, but I have it here. Top Gun Maverick. Very late to the first Top Gun, so I actually watched them back to back, and I do think this is the superior Top Gun movie. I just think it's a blockbuster in every sense of the word.
Disagrees with that.
No, I don't think anyone disagrees with that. I think just my placement, people might be like, oh, that's definitely a top 10er for me.
That's fine. I don't have it at all, so get more than me.
Number 13 is the Netflix Adam Sandler sports movie Hustle. I think this movie is just fantastic. Yeah, he's great. Number 12, John Wick Chapter 4. When I saw the near 3-hour runtime, I was skeptical, and then I watched it, and yes, no, it earned every minute of that runtime. I thought it was great. And at 11, just outside the top 10, I was flipping back and forth between this and my number 10, but ultimately this is how it landed. Number 11 is The Trial of the Chicago 7. I think fantastic performances all around, a great screenplay. Fantastic. Should have won Best Picture for 2020.
I like it a lot. And in my honorables, I gotta mention some Ben Affleck. So we're gonna talk Hypnotic real quick. Right now, joking. We're gonna talk the way back in 2020 here. Basketball coach struggling with his addictions here. I thought he was great. Number 14, this is where you and maybe other people can get mad at me. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I love it. I just more of a live action guy at the end of the day. Although, maybe I'll talk some more cartoons. Maybe I won't. Number 13, I have Glass Onion, A Knives Out story. Again, just great cast. Benoit Blanc. I'm looking for. He doesn't need to be young, so let's keep doing these. He doesn't have to be 007 age. He can keep doing these for the next 30 years. Hey, let's talk some Ben Affleck. Now it's Hypnotic. No, it's still not Hypnotic, but it's Air. Directed by Affleck, starring him, as well as, of course, his boy Matt Damon. So come on, I liked it. At number 11, it's getting ripped, and I think I sweat on it and different things, but it's still there. Deadpool versus Wolverine poster, still hanging and banging, and that's where I got it, right outside my top 10. Deadpool and Wolverine, not versus, and it's a really fun movie. So, what do you got at number 10?
Number 10, and I can see this moving up the list the more I watch it. It's Hundreds of Beavers. I thought this movie was fantastic. Yeah, this black and white, the slapstick comedy, silent movie almost. I thought it was really unique. Kind of, paying homage to the silent movies of the 20s that happened 100 years ago. So I just thought it was great. I thought there were some very laugh out loud moments. It looks cheap, It looks like it's not supposed to be as funny or as good as it is. Um, and then you watch the movie and you're like, oh, this is incredible. I absolutely love this. I haven't met anybody yet who's watched this and has been like, oh, stupid. Because it's not. I mean, I think, yeah, it's fantastic. I love the fact that they're not actual like beavers, but it's just like a bunch of people in beaver suits. Like, go with the gimmick and make it work, and they absolutely do. Um, yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, it's on Amazon Prime. I highly recommend it. So yeah, hundreds of beavers.
Nice. It is a blind spot for me here. I've been meaning to check it off my list. I'll actually try maybe before Sunday, as you mentioned, on another show called Rankum.
You might be
Because
ready to go.
obviously, I will. Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I can kind of guarantee it. If it's in your top 10 overall, you should make your top 10 comedies because I doubt everything else on
Right.
your list is a comedy. That's how math works. My number 10, and won't dominate too heavy, but we do have a comic book flick here, Spider-Man: No Way Home. Of course, the gimmick to this that we all kind of were trying to piece together from those early trailers, like, oh look, I don't, who's he attacking? There's no one there. Could it be another Spider-Man? And that's what we got. We got the return, something I never thought we'd see. Our boy Tobey Maguire coming back, and even to an even bigger degree, maybe not from wanting it, but from just thinking it would never happen, Andrew Garfield. And I really loved how they handled those two characters here. Toby being a little bit older here, Andrew, also expressing his pain of what he's lost in his films here. Been a little more Doc Ock is always good. Some more Green Goblin is fun. Yeah, just the fights were good here. There's a couple of characters that go that you don't necessarily see going, and just a great. I kind of miss the kind of like those early showings here. It was a really fun first theater experience as well as rewatches this too. So, Spider-Man: No Way Home. Jacob, what about you in number 9?
Number 9 is The Holdovers. Paul Giamatti in the lead role here as a teacher who got stuck with the holdovers. And then it ends up three of them get to go on the skiing trip, but one is left behind because can't get a hold of his parents, unfortunately. So it's these two and Divine Joy Randolph's character. I can't remember her character name off the top of my head, but they're stuck at the school, and it's just them spending the holidays together. And I think the growth we see in Paul Giamatti as a person because of Dominic Sessa, whose character's name I cannot remember any of these characters' names right now. I'm gonna blame that.
I
on
love
the
the movie too. Don't look at me.
I'm gonna blame it on the sickness. But yeah, no, I think it's a fantastic screenplay. I think there's some really good humor in here as well. Spoilers. This might also be brought up on Sunday. I think Paul Giamatti is giving a fantastic performance. I think it was a strong year for acting though. So like him not winning Best Actor was like I get it, but he was up there. Divine Joy Randolph is fantastic. Everything that she was awarded, she absolutely earned. I believe this was Dominic Sessa's first role or first major role, and he absolutely killed it. Alexander Payne knows how to. I think he's a really good director, screenwriter. I think he's fantastic. And yeah, I just really love Paul Giamatti as an actor. I think he's fantastic. I don't think he gets enough credit. I think in like casual audiences, but like when it comes to like critics and like awards, like I feel like he's kind of forgotten about. I think he's got a best supporting for Cinderella Man, and I think that's it. I think he deserves a lot more love. He's fantastic. I can't wait to see what he does next. And Dominic Sessa, I can't wait to see what he pops up in next as well.
Hell yeah. My number 9. I'm sticking with action flicks. Marcel the Shell with shoes on.
Really? Oh.
Here. I loved this fucking little shell, man. I think this movie is absolutely whimsical, adorable. Her and her little grandma here, perfectly voiced. I want to say Jenny Slate. He used to pop up in other things as well. It's based on the short film, which is also worth checking out as well here. And again, just extremely unique, really, really entertaining, engaging, and just and it somehow this little shell will have you maybe shedding a tear and just really warming the cockles of even my dark black heart. That's what I got at number 9. What you got at number 8?
Yeah, if you would have told me that a shell was gonna make me cry, I would have said you're crazy. But here we are. No, fantastic choice. My number 8, I have Pig with Nicolas Cage. I think Pig is fantastic. It's about this truffle hunter who lives alone in Oregon, I believe, of all places, and he's got to go to Portland to find somebody who stole his pig. I think Nicolas Cage is giving a fantastic performance. He definitely carries this movie, and yeah, just the things he goes through to try to get his pig back. It was a big surprise. I think people saw the word pig and saw Nicolas Cage and was like, that might, okay. But it turned out to be one of the best of 2021. I remember we were doing tournament fights, and Jordan Anderson was like, "Why is this movie making it all the way here?" And then he watched it. And he was like, "Okay."
We're all ingrained with that hatred of like, "Damn it, Jordan, you doubted it."
But yeah, and then he watched it and he was like, "Oh, okay, I definitely get it. I get why." Yeah, that restaurant scene that they just showed with the waiter, I thought that was fantastic. Such a good scene. So yeah, Pig. It's been a minute since I watched it. I need to give it a rewatch. Yeah. But Pig, yeah, so good.
Yeah, I have this in my top 25, but I love it as well here. Again, we're talking our favorite of the decades. I believe in my top 10 of that year. It's a really good film here.
Yeah,
so glad
you
mentioned it. Coming in at my number 8, I believe, coming off of your honorables now, that 4th chapter of John Wick, a franchise that I'm still, you never know with what was it, the ballerina, whatever, that's going to overstay its welcome. I didn't see the TV show, but the movie so far have never been a disappointment here. That little franchise that none of us knew we ever wanted. To go back to that first one where like the trailer just dropped. I want to say a month before. Like, it's not like it was a big build up. It was like, hey, coming soon. Kind of reason in an action flick called John Wick, and you're like, all right. And then the reviews came out. I want to say it came out at a slow time as well, so maybe good timing as well. And yeah, every one of them has been good. I think you always say this too. Like if you say John Wick, fill in the blank is your favorite argument because they're all really good. You know what I mean? So and this 4th one. Am I back?
You're back.
Hey, and I'm back. I'll wrap it up though. John Wick 4, fucking awesome. What you got at number 7?
Yeah, I always say my favorite John Wick movie is whichever one I watched last. Number 7. I'm gonna piggyback off you. Your number 10, my number 7, Spider-Man: No Way Home. And I actually tweaked my list a little bit because when I was looking at just like my overall favorite movies, there were a lot of superhero movies, and I was like, I want to show some diversity. So this is one of 2 superhero movies that you will see on my list. JPO, you can probably guess what the other one is. But yeah, no, seeing all these characters back, giving some redemption for these villains from other Spider-Man movies that some people may not have liked as much. I think Jamie Foxx's Electro is so much better here. I think he is fantastic. Wish the Lizard was given a little bit more to do, but that's fine. You had 6 villains to take care of, and 3 Spider-Men, as well as all the other side characters. I think Willem Dafoe is fantastic. That fight scene, yeah, that right there, that fight scene, I think is incredible, culminating in spoilers, the death of Aunt May, which I think hit me more. Yeah, which I think hit me more than any Uncle Ben death did, just because we've had what two movies now with her, and we got to get to know her, and yeah, that one hit me. I think Tom Holland shows so much emotion, and it's really cool seeing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back. Um, and yeah, the fact that Willem Dafoe did not need his mask to be creepy. He's just his face, like he made it work. Um, yeah, this movie was fantastic. This is one of like maybe 5 or 6 movies that I've seen in the theaters more than once. I'm not usually a double theater viewing sort of guy. I'll usually wait until it's on physical media or streaming, and then I'll watch it again. Yeah, this was one of those like, no, I'm gonna go watch it again.
Yeah, it's also a rare double theater one for me as well. Um, Coming in at my number 7, this was a little hard to make just because I am a firm believer in giving movies time to digest before I try to put them up like high on the list. But we are including the year 2024 that just ended, so got a couple ones that might have squeaked in. This one did though because it was one of my favorite films of last year, Furiosa: A Mad Max Saga. I just thought, just like Fury Road, this thing bangs on from season 1 to the very end here. It's got 2 great Furiosas in here. There's, of course, Anya Taylor-Joy, but also shout out to the actress who plays the even younger version of Furiosa, because you get to spend a little time with her. It's not like one scene and done. Probably the first 40 minutes with her. Shout out to Chris Hemsworth, who I think is delightful in the best villainous kind of way as well. He is chewing scenery in the right amount of ways. Again, the battles are here. The cinematography, everything is just so good. I really, really dug this movie here more than I even thought I would. And that's saying something considering I really enjoyed Fury Road. So that's my number 7. What you got number 6?
My number 6. I just realized I really liked the year 2022, because I think my next 3 or 4 have come from 2022. Starting with at number 6, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I was late to this. Well, not like late, but like late for the year to this movie. Everybody was talking about it, and for whatever reason, I was like, oh, I should get to that, and then it wasn't playing in my theater anymore, so I had to wait for it to go on digital or physical media. I ended up picking it up, and I was checking it out, and yeah, this movie, it's the best multiverse movie. Michelle Yeoh is fantastic. Ke Huy Quan is fantastic. The action is good. All the different fight scenes, all the different like worlds that they go to, and the fact that they got me engaged during a silent scene with rocks. Like, I think that's just a testament to the filmmaking and the screenplay and just everything. Um, I I was just, yeah, the fact that this movie hung on from March um, of 2022 and held on, and just was riding that high to get all the awards love in every other awards. Jamie Lee Curtis is fantastic. What's your name? Stephanie Shu. She's fantastic. The grandpa, always love when he pops up. I think he's really great. So yeah, just incredible choreography, incredible dialogue. This movie is just fantastic. And if I know you, this isn't the last time we're going to talk about this movie.
What is this? I don't think I saw this one. Anywho, my number 6. It's almost a tie with this follow up. They're both so good, but I don't want to have them both on the list. So consider it kind of a duel up. I got Dune. I'm between number 7 and 6. I guess what I'm saying is, if you got lots of sand, boy, did I love you. Sand movies, baby. My new favorite genre.
Hate you.
Just a bunch of tiny little rocks. So with Joe Barris from Eternal Sunshine. So I don't know how I'm torn. No, Denis Villeneuve is one of those cats that I don't think has made a bad movie yet here. Again, I went into just going, hey, I like the director. He obviously has a fun cast here. Maybe my favorite Chalamet performance. Again, Helen Mirren, Dave Bautista, one of the Skarsgård, Stellan, I believe. Josh Brolin's great. Oscar Isaac, who I love. So yeah, a really great ensemble that he got going on here. Great world that he built here. After this, in between the two, I watched the old one. Didn't like it that much, so I'm glad to need to change what he had to, or at least it's way more just updated. The old one feels very 70s ish, so. Dune coming in at my number 6. We're in the top half now. Jacob, what you got? Your number 5.
Yeah, and then when I was making this list, I was like, am I really putting this movie all the way at number 5 already? And I did. It was my number 1 of 2024. Memoir of a Snail. I think Memoir of a Snail is a fantastic stop motion animated movie. Just kind of telling the life of this girl, from her childhood with her brother and her dad, all the way to current day, and just going through life with her, and she kind of becomes obsessed with snails, as you can see. It's kind of where the title came from. She loves snails, and yeah, it's just an interesting journey that we go on. All the different people that she meets, and you're kind of going back and forth between her story and then her brother, because they end up getting separated, and so we kind of get to hear from both of them through letters, and yeah, it's just fantastic. It's emotional. I love just the design here. I think it's really unique and really cool. So yeah, Memoir of a Snail. I did not expect to like this as much as I did, but yeah, see, look at that. Yeah, fantastic. Not a kids movie. Animation is not just for kids. So yeah, I love this movie, Memoir of a Snail. I still hate Richie for snagging it in our 2024 draft. I'm still not over it.
Hey, it pains me still. Coming in at my number 5 here, the Darren Aronofsky film, The Whale. Thing that got Brendan Fraser his Oscar here. Just super well done, maybe super tragic as well here. Brendan Fraser is just a man battling obesity, who at this point in his life is actually really kind of given up to a large degree here. Where the opening scene is him pretty much having a heart attack and asking the guy to read this certain poem or letter that you later on find out his daughter had written, and she hates him as well. His ex-wife has problems with him here. You find out that maybe he kind of abandoned them because he found out he was gay. There's a really lovely relationship between him and his best friend as well. Like, you could tell, like, she wants to save him, but at the same time she's calling him and bringing him chicken as well. It's a really good in-depth look at a different kind of depression and demons that someone can have. This is just like a really well done drug film. Instead of lighting up though with heroin, he's hiding snacks and he's ordering pizza and he's hiding from the pizza guy. And anyone that's ever been anywhere near it, I think it can hit you really hard. So it really is. I started watching it for only the 3rd time recently, and I think I paused it. It's a heavy film, but it's extremely well done. What you got at number 4?
Yeah, remember when I said animation isn't just for kids? My number 4 is Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. I wasn't sure, what to expect going into this version of Pinocchio, and man, did it deliver? From the stop motion animation again. I think the design of Pinocchio and all these characters are really good. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'll probably say it multiple times more. Stop motion is my favorite form of animation. I think it's so unique, and when it's well done like this, I think it's hard to top it. But it's a more adult take on the story of Pinocchio. I love that at the beginning we kind of get a backstory into why Geppetto is even making this doll, and we see his son and what actually happened, and it is a heartbreaking way to start the movie. I put that up there with the first 10 minutes of Up, as far as just hitting you emotionally out the gate. I think there's a strong voice cast here. Shout out to Ewan McGregor as Jiminy Cricket. Yeah, I love the world that Del Toro was able to create with these characters and with this the setting and the scenery. Um, well, a well deserved best animated win as well. Not very often does a more adult animated movie win that award. It's usually that's what's the one geared towards kids. That's gonna win best animated. Uh, Unfortunately, I think that's gonna happen this year too. Maybe with the Wild Robot winning over Memoir of a Snail. But that's still well deserved. So yeah, no. Look at that stop motion. Shout out to anyone. That's got to be tough to do. Like, man, yeah.
I did see Pinocchio from this year. And by that I mean I saw the Zemeckis one with Tom Hanks.
Oh, you saw the wrong one.
I saw the wrong one. Uh, Going back off your honorables though, in my top four, Trial of the Chicago 7. Some things that I'm just a sucker for. One, I've said it kind of before. Ensemble cast. You have such a cast here. Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen, reminding you that he's more than just a comedic force. He's also just a damn fine actor here. You got Bill Mateen in a slightly small role. One of my favorite character actors, John Carroll Lynch. My boy Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who I think plays one of the best parts because he gets to play the part of a guy who, takes the job and starts to see that maybe he's on the wrong side of things, man. And that's what I always like to see, because I am a firm believer in growth and realization, especially at times like this where, you went with the status quo a lot of the time. And it takes something I think truly unique for you to kind of stand against that. People just doing what they thought was right, despite the fact that these, relatively innocent people may serve, jail time. Some horrible stuff between Langella and Yaya. Michael Keane even is really good in a slightly smaller part. He's got a couple of really good moments though, like at the bar and whatnot, where he's realizing again himself what's the right and wrong of the situation. Aaron Sorkin, hey, if you wrote it, you should check it out. If you directed it, you should also check it out. So, what you got at number 3?
Yeah, I forgot just how stacked that cast was until we did the SAG episode that we did on Rankum with Malcolm. So many good people. Number 3, we're going back to 2022 again. All Quiet on the Western Front. Never saw the original from 1930 or whenever it was. Hold on, I can answer that question. No, I can't. This is the wrong one. Apparently, there was a 1979 version as well. Never saw that version either. I did not know what I bought. But I love war movies. And yeah, I think this one it showcased the brutality. It's the sound design, just everything about this movie. I think it absolutely works. I know it won quite a few, I think, technical awards and deservedly so. I think technically speaking, this movie is really well made. And yeah, just going on this journey with these characters, I think is fantastic. Some of the shots are really well done. Just the terror and the fear that they're able to show. I think there's some really good acting here. Never read the book either. Didn't know it was made based off a book until I saw that. Really well done. I think 2022 was a strong year, and now I'm thinking maybe we should have done 2022 first, because I think I've mentioned like 5 or 6 movies from that year alone. Fantastic year, and this one, I was rooting for this one to pull off the Best Picture upset, but Nah, everything everywhere kind of had that in the bag, I think.
I suppose it does. That's actually what I need to see here. So like I love some more films of 1917 and whatnot. So this one looks pretty good. When I ended up having to skip that year. Coming in at number 3, kind of war askew. Oppenheimer, part of that Barbenheimer double feature that we got last year, a couple years ago. Again, another just solid director, Christopher Nolan, about the making of The Bomb here, starring Cillian Murphy, an actor who I've always loved, and obviously Nolan too has really enjoyed working with. Finally, able to give him a really juicy leading role here, and again, just you close your eyes and you throw a dart and you will find an actor that you know, whether it's my boy David Krumholtz. Hell, Josh Peck is in this. Josh Hartnett. List goes on. One of the Safdie brothers is in this.
Benny.
Paige from Fighting with My Family is in this. Well, when I say that, I mean
Florence Pugh. Show some
Florence Pugh is in
respect.
Rami Malek, not Ben, but Casey Affleck's in this. So yeah, this is just again, it's a lengthy-ish movie, but it's one of those ones where like I don't really know what I would cut. I got no, it's nothing that I think I would really edit out. It's all worth it. Emily Blunt also so damn good. It's just really tremendous filmmaking here. What you got at number 2?
Number 2, back to 2022. The Banshees of Inisherin, directed by Martin McDonagh. I believe he does the screenplay as well. Haven't seen a bad Martin McDonagh movie yet. I think the only one I need to watch is, I believe, Seven Psychopaths is the last one of his that I need to get to. But yeah, Three Billboards is fantastic. In Bruges is fantastic. It's along the lines with the John Wick movies, like we were talking about earlier. What's my favorite Martin McDonagh movie? Probably the last one that I watched, because I think they're all fantastic. This one is bringing back Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson as these two lifelong friends, and Brendan Gleeson is just like, hey, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. And kind of, the links that he'll go to show Colin Farrell that he's serious. I think they're both giving fantastic performances. I know Colin Farrell was up for Best Actor that year. Brendan Gleeson and Barry Keoghan, who also gives a fantastic performance in here, was also up for supporting. Carrie Condon is fantastic. I think it's got a great screenplay. The accents, make sure you have subtitles on if accents are not your thing. Some of the things they were saying, I was like, what did he say? Feck? Was he saying fecking? Yeah, he was saying fecking. So yeah, no, these two, they I know they were in Bruges together, and they were fantastic then. I think these two work extremely well together. I hope they do something else again in the near future, because I think they're both just such fantastic actors. And Barry Keoghan, I want to see what he does as well. I think he's done some really good work so far. So yeah, just a fantastic movie.
Yeah, this is my number 20. So I like this one a lot as well. So happy it's here. Coming in at my number 2, I'm pretty much just elevating movies you've talked about now for the rest of my list, because you spoiled it. My number 2 is actually Everything Everywhere.
I knew I'd be on here.
Yeah, no, I really dug it. Probably my number 1 of that year. Yeah, just everything you said. It's a multiverse movie, but of characters that we're just meeting, where the characters are forefront here, and it's one that I actually enjoy more as it goes along, more as you see what's going on here. From the two rocks that, yes, we make fun, that's what the beauty of filmmaking, whether it's a snail or a rock or a shell or whatever the case may be. If it's just good writing, good directing, can mean so much here. Oh man, it's another one where you never know what's gonna go. Whether it's dildo fights, hamburger or hot dog hands. The daughter, I think, is fantastic. She's given such a performance there. I just watched she's in the new TV show Laid with Big E. He's in it, not very long. Don't watch if you want to shit for Big E, but watch for her, and watch this movie here. It's a truly unique, worth it movie here. What you got now? We're here, folks. We're at the end. We've talked not 19 because we have some crossovers, but we've talked several great movies here. Only one can crank it out at number one. Jacob Barber, what is your number one?
Yeah, my number one, another multiple theater viewing experience for me. Maybe I just really like Spider-Man because Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is my number one. This was the movie that I
Time
came out
before you
of.
finished.
This was the movie that I came out of the theater asking myself, did I just watch the greatest animated movie of all time? The answer is no, because The Lion King still exists. But when a movie can give you those thoughts, it's like I think you just watched something special. And I realized that I might be a little bit higher on this movie than some. You had it in your honorable mentions.
If Jay Taylor was watching, he'd be right with you. I think
Yeah,
Jay Burns too, maybe.
it's fantastic. I watched it on a Saturday, and then on Monday I was like, I'm gonna go watch it again. I think the voice cast is fantastic. I think that opening 20 minutes is fantastic. I love the fact that we're getting more of Spider Gwen in this movie. I think she's a fantastic character. I love the voice cast. Yeah, just the world that they're creating is so good. I think there's emotion here. There's action. I guess, and just anytime you get Spider-Man and a train, you're gonna get gold because they also have a really fantastic train scene in here. Yeah, really cool new Spider characters, and yeah, that ending, that cliffhanger. I think if Beyond the Spider-Verse can nail the ending, I don't see why this wouldn't be my favorite trilogy. Because I love these first two movies. Just going to my favorite movies of all time. Let's see, I had Across the Spider-Verse is 24, and Into the Spider-Verse is 25. I love both of these movies, and yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I can't wait for Beyond the Spider-Verse. I hope it comes soon.
Yeah, I know. A lot.
Great soundtrack too. By the way, I want to shout that out. This great soundtrack.
Yeah, no diggity, no doubt.
That's not on the soundtrack.
No, you sure? It's on the extended edition.
Oh, okay.
So you think I underrated that movie? I got a movie I think you underrated, my friend, because my number one is your number 9, The Holdovers.
Oh, okay.
My God, did this film hit me and then it stuck with me? It's one of those ones where I watched it and I thought about it a little bit more, and I was so overwhelmed by how much I enjoyed it here. Maybe because I'm an unsucker, the opposite of sucker for like film to take place back in the the 60s and 70s. I wasn't even that on board. And I think what Alexander Payne's last movie was a downsizing, so like I wasn't even that high on him. I do love me some Paul Giamatti. I've championed this guy for many years. Back when he was more of a supporting guy. And so I'm glad to see him get a juicy leading role. Doesn't always happen here. He's a Spider-Man alumni. Remember Rhino? Don't. But this is so good, man. It's such a smart screenplay here. It's so well directed. If you were in a coma and you never knew who Paul Giamatti was, and you said this was a 70s movie, you believe it. Just the way it's shot. Divine Joy is so good as well. There's a reason why these two got all the nominations. I think she got several wins as well for different things. So I'm so looking forward to seeing what that trio can do. We mentioned Sessa, his first, if not at least the first major role. Paul Giamatti, oh my God. And the most earned handshake at the end of this here. This movie doesn't, to me, have much of a false note here. It really is about these three human beings that come together at maybe some of the worst times of their lives. Probably not the worst for him. He's a young cat. But the other two, I love the awkward hangout when he's at kind of the crush and he finds out she's with somebody. Giamatti just is so good. Everyone's so good. I love this movie. Holdovers is my number one so far of the decade. It's everything I want in a movie. Yeah, I love it. Jacob, we mentioned a lot of good movies here. Would you like to name go over your top 10 of the 2020s so far?
So far, number 10, Hundreds of Beavers. Number 9, The Holdovers. Number 8 is Pig. Number 7 is Spider-Man: No Way Home. Number 6, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Number 5 is A Memoir of a Snail. And number 4, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Not to get confused with Robert Zemeckis' Pinocchio. Number 3 is All Quiet on the Western Front. Number 2 is The Banshees of Inisherin. And number 1, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Well, for mine, you know what we're going to do, Jacob? We're going to go to Letterboxd. You should follow me at
Well, of
JP
course,
Owens,
yeah.
J Owens. Some extra honorable mentions. You can take a look down
I start
below.
making my list too. I'm just
Hey, number
sharing my
10,
screen.
I'm not going to share it though. Number 10, Spider-Man No Way Home. Number 9, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Number 8, John Wick Chapter 4. Number 7, Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. Number 6, Dune. Number 5, The Whale. Number 4, Trial of the Chicago 7. Number 3, Oppenheimer. And number 2, Everything Everywhere All at Once. And number 1 is The Holdovers. Films that we love. For some reason you haven't seen one of these, check them out. Jacob, plugs, parting words, good sir.
Plugs, yeah, you mentioned it. We'll be on Rankum on Sunday talking best comedy movies of the decade so far. I pop up in Lights Out trivia. I don't know the next time I'll play, as I am 1-2 in that little tournament he's doing, so I'll probably take a back seat while he finishes that and then does whatever. Lonely Marks every Thursday. I'll be back next Thursday doing whatever it is we're doing. Yeah. And whenever somebody drops out of JPO's ASAT tournament, I'll be there to step in. And if I lose that one and somebody else drops out, I'll be there to step in.
So if Jacob sends you a good luck soup, don't drink it. He's trying to get you sick. If you see Jacob with a crowbar, he's trying to Tanya Harding you. So don't run away. Run the other way.
I would never.
Yes. Would he? Would he?
I would never.
How funny would that be? Like you barely want to be in it, but when we find out like you mauled somebody over it, like Jacob could have just asked. Jesus, I didn't think you were that interested. Now I was. For Jacob Barber, for everyone that watched, like, subscribe, tell a friend. If you didn't like it, tell an enemy. And hey, not only can you, but yes, you will, and you can do it.
You can do it! Cover Winkler and Bees.